Hello and welcome to Little Workroom Crafts. My name is Davina and I live in the southeast coast of the UK. Today is Wednesday the 17th of June. This is episode 20. Gosh. Right, now today it's very humid. Oh my gosh, it's extremely humid. We are actually forecast real bad storms for this afternoon here in the UK. So in one way it's good because at least the thunderstorms clear the air, but when they actually say about flooding and stuff like that, you get a bit, you get a bit nervous. But yeah, so we'll see what happens, because we all do know that the weather, sometimes the weather can be wrong. Well, the weather people can be wrong. Now I'll have to say, excuse my hair this morning. I have just got out of the shower, and because of how I have to have a shower early in the morning with this length of it, so it dries naturally, because I don't put anything on my hair. Okay then, right, so today we have cross stitch. I have a little video on how I and the process of dyeing my Ada, because I did get that done. I also have a couple of finishes in the cross stitch, not FFOs, just finishes, and I'll explain there. I've got more to show you exactly what I've got planned for them. Knitting progress, there's not a lot actually, to be honest. I'm really missing my knitting at the moment. It's just because I've got a cardigan on the needles. It's just too hot to have it on my lap at the moment. It really is. I'm hoping by next fortnight, I should have one of the blankets nearly finished. I have done something a bit different, but that's me all over. Well, I'm going to do something a bit different. I always say that patterns are guidelines and they're there to be tampered with. So we will see how that one goes. Okay, so fingers crossed I'll have one done. What else do I have? Oh yes, taking in the two cardigans. Right, now I have done a video. So what this fortnight's episode is going to be a little bit different, because I've recorded little snippets of what I've done over the fortnight with the bits. So I've recorded the cardigans being taken in, so you'll see if it works or not. And yeah, and so I'll pop that in. I have recorded obviously the dyeing, so when I get to that stage I'll pop that back in. I've got so the cross stitch I've spoke about. I have some naughty and nice post. I have both. More, let's have a look. Oh yeah, I'd say more nice than naughty, so I've been a good girl. So yes, that'll be fun, and I think that's it. So let's just hop right in, shall we, so we're not actually having this one too long. Okay then, so first thing I think we will do is we'll start with the cardigans. Why not? Okay, so this is the cardigan. As you can see, she is a lot slimmer. I am wow chuffed with the way actually they have worked out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the video in here. I will say I did this late in the evening. Okay, Glenn was on late, so I thought, oh well, there's nothing on the TV, I can't sit down in that living room anymore, so I'll come up here, and so I have my nightie on. I will say, a lot of people call me a bit old-fashioned, but my boss at work, bless his heart, he said I'm not old-fashioned, I am just traditional. So I'm sticking with that one. I'm traditional. So yeah, so I've got this really but a comfortable nightie, I will say. Okay, so I'm going to pop the video in here, and I'll let you watch it and see how the progress goes. Right, okay. I weren't going to take you exactly on the full journey of this. I was just going to show you a before and an after. And excuse the nightie, but it is a bit like later on in the night. Right, I've pinned my cardigan and I've sewn it on the machine, but as I will explain when I actually attach this to next week's podcast, is if anybody try this, automatically put your walking foot on. I know you've only got 2 layers, but you've got to feed those layers through, so the dogs at the bottom and the top are going to help to do that. So if you've got one, use a walking foot. I've just used the standard stitch on my machine, and it actually looks good, like, you know, a 3, I think. No, 2.5, no, 3, sorry, a 3. But that is on my semi-industrial. So I reckon if I actually used that on my domestic machine, it would be a 2.5. Okay, so I've got the overlocker all threaded up. It's because I'm nervous. I don't believe I'm doing this. I've got the overlocker all threaded up. I've used grey. Oh, I've missed. There you go. There we go. Right. I've used a grey thread because, as you all know, as I said in the past, you know, grey blends, and I definitely haven't got those colour threads. So I've actually used grey to stitch it, and I'm going to use the greys because I've always got those to overlock, and I'll be doing that on the other one. I've got the other one all pinned, but yeah, okay. But I have actually, after I've sewn it on the machine, I have tried it on, and wow, it literally goes in, and I've got shape. It fits me all round here, around the boobs. So yeah, so let's go on with it, shall we? So if by the end of this you see a grown woman crying, you know why. Okay, as you see, I've got my blade down because I obviously want to cut as I sew. No, I tell a lie. I have overlocked on this woolens on this machine because, as you can see, look, I did the steeking on this one in the first place. Right, actually, I think I'll go over it just so I've got my edge there. Right, okay. So now I've got to take off the sides. Oh my gosh. Right, let's do it. It's overlocking okay. Right then, okay, what I will say, I'm going to leave a bit there, don't sew in the end. While I was stitching that, I was thinking I've got to say something there. What have I got to say? It's gone completely. Oh yes, see, silly mooing I. I didn't have to take anything off the sleeves. So as you'll know, when you actually do a cardigan or a jumper all in one, let me pop you up, hang on. Way, there we go. So when you actually do a jumper or a cardigan all in one, luckily you leave stitches at the armhole, don't you? Here you've got here where you have to, you know, pick up, and then you got a straight bit, and I had them on both on these, so I just folded that bit in half to make sure that I actually got it. Right then, I'm going to carry on with the other side. And as I said, I didn't have to touch the sleeve, I just had to go down. Luckily the colour work actually stopped at just above the armhole, which thank goodness I didn't have to take anything off of any colour work. Otherwise I don't know what I'd have done there. I'd probably gone for it, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to put it on flow, and we'll see how it goes. Okay then, back soon. Oh my gosh, I have just tried it on and it's worked! Yay! Oh my gosh, so excited. So I'm going to do my floozy, and it fits so nice. It actually goes in and it fits all around the bottom now, so I can actually wear me cardigans. Oh, I can't believe it worked. So what I will do is, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'll talk more about it definitely on the podcast, but I will pop this in actually, and I think that will be the best thing to do. So it's worked. I'm so excited, so excited. I'll show you exactly what I had to take off though. I had to take quite a bit off of each side because obviously the shape. But yeah, look how, where it goes in and out, out, in, and in, out, in. So yeah, but I am so chuffed it worked. So I'm going to get my floozy done. Yay! Okay, right, what I've decided to do is I'm actually going to show you what I did to start with. I popped it on inside out, obviously. Yeah, I have done that right. I got panic then. Inside out, and then, you know, pinned where I thought. And then what I've done is I've come back to my, because I did that in my bedroom, come back into my little workroom, and then measured where I've pinned on one side, and then but give an average, you know, half and half, and then work like that. And then what I've used is a chalk, either a white chalk or my roller chalk, which I've only got, I don't know if I'm nearly out. Might be, I've had this years. I have got a refill somewhere, which should be a good, so you could, to make sure that you actually get the in and the out and all that lot. Okay then, so if I'm going to tilt you down. Okay, let's get you here. There, there we go. That's about the best one, I think. Right, so obviously this here is the bottom. So this, I haven't got to take as much off the bottom on this one because the rib is really, really good. But the other one on the other yarn, because this is, can't remember what yarn we brought. Well, Glenn brought me this for Christmas last year. Anyway, this really is a lovely yarn, where nothing against it, but this one, the other one, the cardigan, I actually did in the West Yorkshire spinners, and it really stretched at the bottom. But as I say, it's when I actually was making it and everything, it just didn't, you know, didn't hold its shape very well, and blocking it didn't do it any favors really. But there you go. Right then, so what I'll do is I'll measure there to the pin is 1 inch. So with this, you see, like the last one, I had to go out and in, where this one I've just got to go up to there. So let me see if I have actually got any chalk. I have. Right, so what I'll do is I'll draw a line, go against there, and then come off. But what I might do is actually just, because I'm holding that there just so I can hold my armpit together, really, just come like that. Right, okay, so the measurement here is 1.5 inches. That was 1 inch. So on this side, what I'm going to do, just to give you an idea, is just mirror image, obviously, because that's what I need. So then I will measure 1 inch in, up to 1.5 inches on there, and so on. Okay then, I'll show you it afterwards. Okay then, welcome back. As you can see, I got a little bit overexcited when I noticed that it did actually work. I am so pleased, so pleased. Now I've got my floozy on, Flo, and yes, she has yet again got a lovely shape. I will actually show you, I know I showed you on the video, but these are what I actually took off the sides. So quite a bit I took off the sides, and this is the floozy. I didn't need to take as much off the actual rib of the floozy, because the floozy was actually it was nice and tight. If you notice, if I put it there, it's like half of what I took off of the cardigan. But at the end, I can't remember if I recorded it or not. At the end, I actually used, let's here we go, to pull the actual cardigan in at the rib. I used this knitting elastic. Now this, when I in the 80s, I did a lot, and I mean a real lot of machine knitting, and I actually did manage to save to get myself a ribber bed. So I had, you know, both a knitting machine and the ribber bed. And what you would do at the bottom of the rib, so you had like what they, not a, say, get it right, so you had a flat rib, not a turned over rib, is that you would feed this elastic through the bottom with the carriage, just a couple of rows just to keep it in. Now you can get it in, I'm sure you can, this is the clear, and you can get it in smoke. Now I would have preferred to use a smoke, but I seem to be out of it, even though my knitting machine is up in the loft and ain't been out in absolute donkey's years. But I still have this in my stash in my room, because of what I did is I sewed 2 rows of this elastic, one around the bottom and one around the top of the actual rib, and it pulls it in nicely. And hold on, let me just get it. see, it would have looked better if I did have the smoke, I will say, but you can't really see it in a way. But yeah, I did a bit at the one at the bottom and one here at the top, and it does pull it in. It's handy to have, even with any hand knits for cuffs and stuff like that. It really does pull it in. A lot of people will use it even on brought jumpers if the cuffs and the ribs go. So it's definitely worth having. Now this actually is, it is called knitting elastic, and this one is done by Prim. Okay, I don't know if there is any others out there. I haven't a clue. I've always used the Prim one. But yeah, it's well worth having in the stash, really, to be honest. It's just you know, a handy little bit of kit. Anyway, I've diversed. Let's get back to this. So yes, I did get a bit hyper excited when I noticed that it did actually work. You do have to have, as I say, advised would be the walking foot, so it is actually feeding the 2 layers through, and just go slow on the overlocker, okay, because it is thick. You know, these two are, one's a 4-ply, and I think this one is, it's in between a 4-ply and a DK. I can't remember the name of it now. And yeah, and it is a drops. I did remember this was a drops yarn. So yeah, it's, you know, because that blade has got to cut those layers, it's definitely worth going a little bit slower on the old overlocker, definitely. So, but no, I'm really pleased. So when the cooler weather come, please, because I do not do this heat. When the cooler weather come, it's I can actually, I've got 2 more garments that I can wear, and I'm really, really pleased about. So that is the exciting part. Right then, so let's go into the cross stitch, shall we? Now, I do actually have quite a bit of cross stitch to show. I have finished 2 more of my months. Now this is, I won't show you the pattern because I've shown it loads of times. It's Hands-On Designs, a year of celebrations, and I have done May now. I did change some colours because of my the colour of my Ada. The actual colour of the basket that's actually called for didn't, it was a bit too light, so I've just put a little bit of dark in there, and I think everything else I've actually stuck with. So I've done May, and I've also done June. Now June I did change a bit. They had white starfish, and I've done orange, and I also changed in the windmills as well, the colours, but you know, to match the Ada, so it showed up. But yes, there's June, and I have started the process of my boards. I started doing it yesterday, and a few episodes ago I did try and explain what I'm going to do with these. So at the moment I have got my piece of MDF that was lovingly gifted to me, and this actually is a quilting ruler stand that was also gifted to me from Debbie at work. So as you can see, I've done my painting round the outside, and I stuck this on yesterday, so it's going to sit like that. Okay, then I got a piece of board that I did my crazy work on, like I normally do, and I also painted the back. This was just a piece that had an actual cow painted on it, and it's got hangy things that I took off, and this was from our pound shop that we've got. And let's see what I can do here. This, I did try painting this, but with my acrylics it came off. But Glenn said he's got some other paint in his shed, so I'm going to paint that, because I didn't really want it to be silver, not too bright. So the idea is they're going to stand like that. All of them, the 12 are going to be behind here. Well, 11 of them are going to be behind here, because it's got 11 slots left, right? I still can't decide whether to leave this like this or to actually antique it a bit, you know, sand it down and see what happens with that. And then on the front here, that is going to be fixed, and then that is going to actually then the months with obviously fabric and board and everything else and decoration is going to hang there, and then every month I will change. So that's the idea. So we'll see how that works, but at least I've got some of the painting done. And I, you know, when I got this finished, I thought, well, I'm halfway through the year now, and so I should get them all done, because there's all the others. Should get them all done, ready for January, when I can actually start buttoning it all up, which will be really nice. I'm looking forward to it. But when I actually start boarding these and picking the fabrics to put around the outside and so on, I will start showing you when they are, because this is what they call an FO, which is a finished object, and then an FFO, which is a fully finished object. So when I get to the FFOs, I will definitely you know, show you how I'm going with those. Okay, so now I am going to pop in another little video of me dyeing some Ada, because I did say a fortnight ago that I'm going to give it a go of dyeing some of my white Ada that I'd picked up from a charity shop. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out, so I'm going to pop the video in right here. Okay then, hello, today is Thursday. Oh, where are we? The 11th. Wow, already. 11th of June 2020. As I said on my last podcast, I am going to try and do some tea dyeing of some Ada, but I have thought, I've remembered in my, because I've got a dye box where I dye my yarns, that I've actually got some hand dyes, the Dylon ones. I've only got 3 colours. I've got the olive, is it the olive green? I've got a green, sunflower yellow, and a purple one. So I thought I'd have a play. I'm going to have got 4 pieces of white Ada as soaking, because I like to work with it wet. And I'm going to give it a go. Why not? That's what I say. So I'm going to play by ear. I'm going to definitely keep one to tea dye, because I want that for a Laurie Holt's pattern that I brought last year. So yeah, let's give it a go. Okay then, right, as I say, I've never ever done this before. It's just playing by ear. So these are cold water dyes for fabric, so that'll be fine. But I do want what's like the mottled look of the Ada. So I've just got this jug, and I've got my small wet piece here. So I'm going to lay it, let's see if I've got you all in the right place. I'm going to lay it like this, and then try and scrunch up. I'm going to pop it in like that. I've got a jar of cold water, obviously a bit of salt to fix, just a teeny bit, because it's not exactly a lot. And then you don't need a lot of these dyes. So as I say, this is just, ooh, wow, look at the colour of that. Oh, I wonder, green and yellow make blue, doesn't it? I wonder if that would do it. No, we're just going to go with this. Okay, so let's give that a stir. And then what I thought I'd do is just, oh, that's quite nice. Spoon it on, like so. I suppose what I could do is, after I've it's done a bit, I could put some darker colour on, couldn't I? Thinking about it, just speckles. But, so I want this to be nice and mottled. So let's put that there for now. Let's get my tongs. As I say, I'm only playing here. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we will see. Oh, I've obviously had a bit of dye in the pot, unfortunately, but there, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's put a bit more there. Right, let's get another jar. Ugh. What one's this one? Oh, this is the green. Let me just go and get some water. Right, so we don't need as much water, and I'm not going to need as much dyes. Just a little bit. It's a lot darker, that one, so I would have to be careful here, I think. So let's just put scatters here and there. Turn you over. As I say, I am playing here. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's what I say. Either way, I'll find something to put on it, I'm sure. Something to... Right then, so I'm going to leave that for about 20 minutes in there to do its stuff. Okay, so I've only got that one pot, that's the problem. As I say, one of them I'm going to tea and coffee. Right, anyway, so I'm going to leave that there, and then let's see what else I can do. I'll be back shortly. Quickly going to turn you on. What I've done is I've taken the purple out of the jar, I've added a little bit of salt, and wow, look at that colour so far. So let's see if I can... Oh my gosh, look at that. That is absolutely amazing. Right, what I might do, I don't know, because I like purple and green. I've seen someone years ago, a lovely lady, made a quilt all in cream, purple and green, and it was gorgeous. So if I just put a little bit on every now and again, let's turn you over. Because I don't want them too dark, so I want to be able to see my holes. Oh my gosh, hopefully this will work. If so, it's going to look right nice. Let's get a little... Oh, it is going in. So let's see if we can... Because I want it mottled, you see, as well. Let's get in the middle there. Right then, so leave that one for a few minutes as well to sit. Leaving this one. I think with the green, it needs something in that. Right, hang on. Why not? Let's just go for it. Let's go for it. If it ends up wrong, it ends up wrong. As I said, I will still stitch something on it, even if I do the little cushions and the ornaments and stuff. We won't really tell what they look like until they're all dry, because that's when the colours really come out. Right then, so there's them two. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing this one. I must admit, that's the purple. This is the green. Let's put a little bit more greens, because they might, you know, normally, in my experience, colour comes out paler, doesn't it? Well, anyway, we will see what happens. Okay, so after this 20 minutes, I'm letting them sit so they set, and then I'm going to give them a rinse until the water runs clear. And then, yeah, I'll show you the results later. Right, just quickly popped on, because I didn't want to waste all that dye. I just laid a piece out flat on the counter, obviously on a towel, and I have just spooned bits on. So I'm going to leave that as well and see how that looks. Yeah, and see, because I could actually see some nice bits being embroidered onto that. And yeah, we'll go from there. So now I think I've got one more piece left, and that's going to be my tea dyed bit. Okay, right, it's been 20 minutes. I've given them a rinse. Let's open them up. Oh, that's quite nice, that one, isn't it? Hey, look at that. Okay, let's flatten that out a bit. It's looking a bit dull outside, but it's dry, so I'm going to see about hanging them on the line. Let's have a... This is the flat one I did, so yeah, I'm pleased with that one too. So this one here was the one that I did for the yellow first, this one, and that one is the one that I did flat. Let's put that there. Right, I don't want to put them on top of each other. And this one was the one with the purple and the... Oh, look at that one. That's turned out really smart. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang them on the line. Hopefully they'll dry out there, because it's very humid today. And When they're all dry, because obviously the colour should be a bit paler, it normally is with dyes. And cool, that would be good as a Halloween. I could see like a witch on there or something like that. I got my Halloween magazine last year, so that would be good. Okay, right then. And in here I've got my other piece in the coffee. I don't know, as I say, if that's the way to do it, but by the looks of it, I wanted it to be quite dark, very dark, and I don't know if that's going to work like that, but you know, I will work something out as I do. So what I'll do is I'm going to hang these out on the line and get them to dry, and then when they're dry, I will show you what they look like. Okay then. Okay, so that was actually a really lot of fun. I did enjoy it, and using the dye line was really good. So what I thought, I've got a green, I've got a yellow. What other colours did I have? I've got a green and a yellow, and see the purple, and I thought I had green, yellow. Anyway, and I thought, well, if I just, you know, get the primary colours, so get a red and a blue in, and then I can start mixing and doing my own colours, because you can do that with dye line. But I am going to show you my pieces now that they are actually all dry. This piece here, I just used the dye line. This one I love because this is, you know, purple is my favourite colour. I just love the way that has come out. This one is a mix of all different dye lines, the different colours. And I think I've actually got a project that when I've finished, that I'm going to put onto there. Now this one, I did coffee dye, tea and coffee dye, and then I mixed all the Dylon dyes together, and then I sprinkled them on, and it come out like that. Now I love, actually no, this is the piece that I'm going to, I've got something to stitch on, but I just think that is lovely. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using those to see it, you know, how they actually do turn out with the stitching on. So that will be good. Okay then, so what have we got? It is a lot of as I say, cross stitch this fortnight, basically because with the cross stitch I can, it's not on my lap. I use my floor stand and it's not actually on my lap, so I don't get as hot. As I say, with the knitting, it's just, you know, too much. But I have got a little bit, so I can show you my cardigan, how I'm going. I'm itching to get onto it. I really am, because I've nearly finished the actual shaping. And then I'm on my favourite bit, which is the sleeves. And hopefully it will start getting a bit cooler soon, but this is it now, and I am absolutely loving it. It is a long cardigan, but as I say, I think I've only got a couple of more rows to do because of the, when the shaping finished, because now I'm over on the hip side. I've gone in and now I'm coming out, and then I just do a little bit with the rib on the bottom, and then I get onto my my sleeves. But I am thoroughly enjoying this, as I say, when I can get onto it, when it's not sitting on my lap and making me too hot. Okay then, right, so I think that is about everything when it comes to what I've been up to, apart from when I've actually finished my cardigan. I'm actually I've brought the pattern. I can't actually show you too much. I don't actually print off the colour, you know, the pictures, because I think, well, there's no point in having them. It's the Breathing Space by Vera Valimaki. It actually is a jumper, but I like my jumpers quite baggy, so I will oversize it. And it's very, you know, it really is a lovely pattern. So I've picked some wool off of Wool Warehouse, so hopefully in the next couple of months, because there's no point in me ordering it now because I ain't going to start it now. So as soon as I get the cardigan done, I've brought the pattern because I like to read through the patterns, get an idea how you know, things are going before I have to start knitting. And then I will, as soon as this is finished, I'm going to get the breathing space on the needles. I have done a little bit of sewing, not a lot. As I say, with the heat at the moment, it's hot having the iron on. But I have made myself a little miniature project bag. Now, this little project bag, it's got the pocket in it. This is what I'm going to what I'm calling my little handbag knitting bag, you know. So this will actually fit in my handbag. And I have actually sorted it, you know, tried it, and because I don't get sock syndrome, you know, I can knit one sock at a time, which is really good, really, because I used to split the yarns and then knit two at a time, and I think, well, you know, then you end up with two balls of a bit, you know, of bits. So I've got myself to doing one sock at a time, so then I have a bigger bit of yarn, you know, left over at the end. And this actually fits a whole 100 grams of a commercial yarn, and I also do fit in it a whole cake, 100 grams cake of you know, an indie dyed yarn. Get it right, Davina. I am at the moment with my little brain trying to work out something to do with the DPNs, but you know, I will see what I can do there. But this is absolutely perfect. It's a nice little size, and it just fits in a handbag. And you know, because let's face it, socks are really easy, and I am missing not having a pair of socks on the needles, but I like to have a project at a time. I'm really fussy like that. So yeah, but no, I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. It's just a little diddler just for the handbag. So that's the only really little bit of sewing I've done this fortnight. Okay then, so what I am going to talk about now is on Saturday. Was it Saturday? I think it was. On FlossTube, there's the 991 stitcher, Stacey, and she's lovely. We have actually been, you know, communicating on Instagram and that for a little while, and she really, really is a lovely lady. She lives in California, and she's just started a new Facebook group, which obviously is called the 911 Stitcher. But when you actually go onto FlossTube, it's 911 in numbers. Hang on. No, it's not. It's 911 in letters. But then when you go onto the Facebook page, it's 911 Stitcher in numbers. I'm sure, or the other way around, something like that. Anyway, her and her friend Jean hosted their very first Zoom meetup on Saturday. So I think it was 10:30 their time. So I worked it all out. Well, Google worked it all out for me. And I came up here and I thought, no, I'm going to do this. So I brought up one of my, I think I was, yes, I was just finishing off June on my cross stitch. And I thought, no, I've never done this before, so I'm going to give it a go. So anyway, I'd already had Zoom on, you know, app downloaded and everything. I've had that for months. And so I thought, no, I'm going to do it. So around about the time I logged on, and, you know, because she gave us all her password and ID number and all that lot, and I went on, and that was so nice because I got on, and then Stacey sat there and went, hi Davina, like, hi Stacey. It was so nice to actually meet her in person rather than talking, you know, over Instagram. It was really, really nice, and wow, what an evening. Over 2 hours later I thought, I've got to go downstairs and make a cup of tea. So anyway, the next one that I actually attend, I'm definitely going to bring up a cup of tea. So when I actually see Stacey, I'll have my cup of tea with me. But it was so much fun. There was some lovely, lovely ladies and some clever ladies. There was a lot from America, and there was a lot from Canada. There was a couple of us. There was one from Scotland, she was lovely, and there was one from London. So there was a couple of us, you know, three of us from the UK. There was one from Europe. I can't remember whereabouts, so forgive me for that. I really can't remember. But what a lovely bunch of ladies. We had such a laugh, and at some stages we were so into our stitching it went quiet, so quiet, and I just piped up, because you know what I'm like, I talk for England most of the time, and I said, and men reckon that us women can talk, because there was over 20 of us, and we was just silent, we were stitching away. So that was quite comical, but no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you very much, Stacey and Jean, for hosting it, and I can't wait for your next one. I will definitely be there. Okay, so let's have a look. I think now it goes down to the naughty and nice post. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll actually do the naughty first. Why not? Okay, so I am actually going to pop a photograph here, because I have my floor stand downstairs, which I'm doing my little bits on, and it's I'd ordered a pattern holder to go actually up from the stand, and I'd also ordered a clip-on light, because if you see here at the back here, look, I know I've covered up with a bit of fabric because it's a magnifier. My big light now and my magnifier is up here, so I will actually put a photograph in here of the stand, and then you'll be able to see the pattern holder and the light. I'll be back soon. Right then, okay, so the setup downstairs is pretty smart, I think. I've never had quite a setup like that. So I'm really pleased with the way them two have all worked together. So I think that's my naughties out the way. And right then, let's go into the nice. Now, I have been sport rotten the last fortnight, I will say. I have got the most loveliest friends, and I am blessed, and I've got to say thank you to everybody. So my lovely friend Richard, that I have spoke about before in the past, he has his own YouTube channel and his own Etsy shop, and also he's on Facebook as well as Wacky Wear, and it's I have written it down, WACKI, then Wear, WEAR. He makes the most gorgeous handbags, and I mean they're beautiful handbags. He does shirts, oh my god, quilts. He's just actually done a little series on his YouTube channel about you know, quilts. A quilt he's just finished. Well, I had a lovely surprise, and he made me this bag. Look at that. I just think it's beautiful, and inside I have, there's his little label, and it's got a zip, and then on this side it has another little pocket, and there's a lovely little letter, and I did ask, there we go, Wacky Wear, and he is on Facebook as Wacky Wear Bags. He's on Instagram and YouTube as Wacky Wear, and as I say, his name is Richard, and he is the most loveliest guy you'll ever meet. He really is, and he's very clever. When I got my bag, I said to him, I said, how did you know that my favourite colour is purple? And he says, his words were, well, we've known each other for so long now, it was just instinct. So bless his heart. And what I'm going to do is, because I can put this on my shoulder like that, it is absolutely beautiful. So any bags like this, you know, anybody would like, just go and ask him. You know, he is so clever, he really is. And I'm going to be putting my English paper piece in bits for my quilting this. So when you know, I do go out and about and meet up with friends, I've got it all in here, and I can take it out and do my sewing, I thought. And oh, I just love it, absolutely love it. So thank you so much, Richard. Also, I've just got to say, tomorrow, yes, I've written all this down now on his YouTube channel. Okay, and what I will do is I'll actually write down here on the bottom how he spells his Wacky Wear, just so everybody can get this right. So it's tomorrow, the 18th of June, Thursday, 2 p.m. British summertime. He is actually doing his very first live YouTube. Okay, so it's a live stream on YouTube, so go over and hop and see him. He really is a lovely guy, and he's a lot of fun. He really is a lot of fun. Yeah, you know, give him some love, please. Go over and give him some love. Okay then, so also I got another lovely parcel, and it's from a lovely lady called Mandy. Now Mandy, say hi Mandy, let's get these bits over here. Mandy asked me about if I would like a cross stitch floor stand. So I said, oh yes please, you know, because then I've got, you know, a couple, one up and one down and so on, because obviously with the way I am, I can't keep carrying stuff up and down the stairs at the moment. And she actually sent me an obus, is it obus, floor stand, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, but inside there was some extra bits, and I thought, oh, there was a big bag of DMC and anchor threads and beads and stuff, which I was so excited. There was a memorabilia, cross stitch, and a lavender and lace. This is absolutely gorgeous. Got some beautiful stitches already in it, so I'll definitely be finishing this off. And it's look like it's a tablecloth, so very pretty. Oh, a book, 200 cross stitch designs, and I've had a quick flick through, and wow, that's all I can say. And oh, some other, oh dear, let's see if I can get the other cross stitch patterns and books and stuff, and wow, I was absolutely blown away. And thank you so much, Mandy. I appreciate it, and I'm blessed, you know, that you asked, and thank you so much. Also, this is the last nice. My lovely friend Teresa, who I've spoken about a few times, she has gifted me a cross stitch floor stand, but this one is one of them ones that is out like that, so it's like for bigger projects. And my other hands-on designs that I've got on with my black work, with my chalkboard, sorry, rather than hooping it and then folding it up, because I use Ada, I can actually now put it on because it's got the rollers here, and oh my gosh, I'm so pleased. So yeah, I'm going to pop in a photograph, because I did take a photograph of my setup now, because that's why I've got my light and my magnifier up here, because I do that big one up here now. So I'm going to pop a photograph in of my new setup, so you can see it. Yeah, I'm well chuffed up here. So in the evenings when it's a little bit cooler, I can come up and get on with the big pieces now. So like all my big pieces are going to go on that frame, and then and I'm sat up here, as I say, with my light and everything on, and which is going to be so cozy in the winter. I know there's people out there going, oh no, winter, but I love it. And then downstairs I've got my other one from Mandy, and I have my little pieces on that, which is, it tucks underneath my armchair and is absolutely brilliant. Okay then, so I think that's it. What I have forgot to say, which I can't believe I did it last time as well, is all the places you can find me are in the description box. You know, I opened a new Facebook, I've got an email address, and I just keep forgetting to say where I am. So down in the description box. So please, if you can, show my lovely friend Richard a little bit of love tomorrow, and hop over and see his live stream. I will say one more time, it's 2 p.m. in obviously afternoon British summertime. Okay, and just pop over and say hi to him. One more thing, okay, I have checked this morning, and I'm at 497 subscribers. Yep, 497 subscribers. Now, I did a giveaway at 100. I did a giveaway at 300. I'm going to give a giveaway at 500, okay? So I was really hoping that the 500 was going to be there today, but it's not. So hopefully in the next fortnight, I will be able to get 3 more subscribers. You never know. Sometimes you can lose as many as you gain. So, you know. But if so, there will be a giveaway, and it's a special giveaway. It really is a special giveaway. It's something that I've made, but the materials have been, the fabrics and so on have been donated by a really, really special friend of mine, and I will talk more about that if we make it in the next fortnight, and I'll show you what the giveaway will be, and I will obviously be announcing the questions, so then in a fortnight's time we'll see who wins. But as I say, it's a special giveaway from a special friend. Okay then, so I think that's me done for the fortnight, but please, I know it's a bit, you know, up and down because you've got videos popping in what I've done and so on, but I think that especially the taking in of the cardigans, I found that one, you know, good fun, and hopefully a lot of people will be able to use that. You never know. Okay then, so until another fortnight, which I will be back, and so please take care, stay safe, happy crafting, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.